Okay.
Hello, hello everyone. This is Aisha Makara and the artist voice. Today I have Rico from Puerto Rico, and he's visionary coach, musician, and the DJ,
Magician. I wouldn't
magician.
I wouldn't introduce myself as magician, but
Okay, I mean,
go ahead.
my English, sometimes I'm like have a little bit issue with my pronunciation. Yeah,
Sure.
his life is like an art. He's traveled around the world. Now he's here in Florida. I meet Rico in gratitude training. He's great. He's funny. He's positive. Right now he has his project Visionary Coaching,
Visionary living.
Visionary Living. He's a visionary coach. So guys,
Yeah.
here's a Rico. Hello, Rico. How are you today?
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I do a lot of coaching, one-on-one self-development. I also do workshops in groups with people. And really my passion is around the mind and around behavior and how human behavior is developed in the first place and why do we do some of the things that we do. And I haven't always been in personal growth in the industry. Actually, I started in entertainment. So yeah, I am an artist in many forms, and I guess that you'll ask the right questions for me to to tell you a little bit more about those.
Yeah, I would like to know your background and a little bit what's actually what brought you here, or like what happened in your life that you're doing what you're doing right now, and you for sure you're loving what you're doing because you're so happy all the time, and
Oh
so
yeah,
much energy, and
yeah.
very excited, and it's beautiful.
I think that's the coffee. I just have too much coffee. That's all.
For sure, maybe.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. I started in New York City, right in Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. So right in the city, in the heart of the fast hustle and bustle, high packed, high density populations. And it was fun. I mean, being able to take the subway, the trains everywhere. I feel like I grew up quickly. When you're growing up on the streets of New York, you grow up quickly.
For
And when I
sure.
was at a young age, my mom actually developed cancer, breast cancer.
Oh wow.
And for two and a half years, she was on chemotherapy and treatments and such, and she went into remission, and then she fought it for another 2 years, and eventually cancer did take her life.
Wow. I'm sorry.
And it's okay. I've learned to use it for the benefit, right? Like I have compassion towards single moms. I have compassion towards the feminine energy towards women because my mom was a symbol for me, and having lost her, I use it to fuel me. I think that being close to the idea of how temporary life is what allows me to really step into a vision and allows me to really want to give and provide for people, if that makes sense.
That's beautiful.
But
Wow.
yeah, so after that, my dad was living in Orlando, Florida, and so shortly after I moved to Florida, and I went to high school and college in Florida, Orlando, Central Florida. And my dad was in film production and entertainment. So he was a producer for video production. He was also an agent at one point, sending out artists to different work. And I went to all of his acting classes that he had, and it was fun. It was a really, really enjoyable childhood. And I was raised with a camera in my hand. And for me, it was always like I could see life through the lens of a camera. And I would like seeing Hollywood, watching videos. It was always like, how do I piece together telling a story, evoking emotion? And to me, that was artistry. And my first business was photography and video production, but I found myself doing more commercials, more weddings, which paid the bills, but it didn't really allow me to express my art. And at the time, I was also juggling another job on the side, and I was actually a children's entertainer. So I went to kids' parties, and I was a punching bag. I'm just kidding. But I used to make balloon animals for kids. I did magic for the kids, played games, characters like Elmo and superheroes and what have you. And dirty little secret. When it comes Christmas time, I usually do provide kids entertainment again because I think it's fun. And my mom, my stepmom, was living down in South Florida, told me to attend, the leadership trainings, and I went through them, and I said, wow, I think that I have the personality necessary to do this kind of work, and I have a desire to do this kind of work. And getting feedback from people that I've personally coached one-on-one, it was illuminating to me. It was humbling at the same time, and I realized that this is what I want to do. And so this is how I got here. I closed down my children's entertainment company. I moved here. I invested in my education to kind of do this work with people, and how to really express what it means to have a vision for your future that motivates you. Because as long as we are concerned about the future or worried about the future, then we'll not take any actions. We'll stay stuck, right? But as soon as we have a vision of our future that we can believe is possible and that it motivates us because we want it that bad, that's the only thing that'll have us wake up in the morning with this fire to live life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Can you share with us your vision? Do you want to share with us your vision?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's interesting is, I have a vision in different areas of my life. The vision that I have created in my career and financials versus my vision that I've created in my relationship with my loved one, and my vision with my family and how I want to do that, and my vision for the community, how I want to make an impact, give back and provide, and like nonprofits and stuff. So I mean, if you're asking me, my vision is to take everything that I've learned and be an example and offer people the knowledge that I've acquired, right? And I think that human being at its nature is about passing on information to the next generation, so that the next generation can continue the legacy and continue to grow and continue to, what our vision is. Now, my vision is a world where peace and love is everywhere. Where homeless people don't have to be hungry, and they can have shelter, where children feel safe and have an environment where they're cultivating life skills like financial awareness, banking, and investments, and things that will help them in life, along with whatever we think we need, mathematics, English, science, whatever. My vision is expansive. I want my name to resonate, like a Tony Robbins. I want my name to resonate like what's his name with Tesla, and
Elon
I
Musk.
want to make
I
an
love
impact
him.
on the planet. Yeah, it's Elon Musk, Simon Sinek. I think that they are powerful people, and they provide free content that has people think in a different way. And if as a culture we could think in a different way that is only beneficial and growing and is also in junction with the planet. I think right now people are kind of more concerned with our day-to-day culture and routines, business, money, and convenience. How do I get my financials in a place where I can have convenience and luxury and just relax? But we're also not living in a way that's congruent with the ecosystem. I think that, if you look at all animals in the world, they have a way of living that there's a cycle. And I think humans, we don't complete the cycle in a way. And I would love to see our culture shift and start to go with get rid of one-use plastics and recycle more and find ways that are congruent with the planet. So yeah, sorry, thanks for my TED talk. I could just kind of go and go and go. I get excited and passionate.
That's beautiful because you give a different thoughts as well. For example, I was thinking about my vision, and I kind of I have I put not like very abstract things. I'm getting more like specific about like what I want to create in this life and how capable I am to create it and who can help me with that, you know. And I'm open.
Right.
I understood about myself, like I can be like independent and I can be part of the community, but when I'm a part of the community, so I want to have a very specific role for myself where I see who I am in the community, and so how I can contribute to the global community. And it's very like each of us has a very different idea or like how we want to live our life and like what our vision and how we dream and how
Absolutely.
we like, you know, for example, you said you have a specific way of for family, for relationship, for romantic relationship, for your friends, and you know, for business, and you have like a very like probably specific way how you want to connect with yeah, with what you want to create.
Absolutely.
And I think like each of us has like this idea, and I'm feeling sometimes we're forgetting about like numbers, and because like numbers is important, and like as you said, like financial part is also important, how you can create this foundation, this pillars, or like the foundational pillar that actually can hold the all like the structure. So basically,
Absolutely. I think what you're pointing to is the clarity of vision, right? So I think that everything in deep we can go with the information, how much we can learn, what we can
yeah,
utilize. And I think what you're talking about is, yeah, there's like your overall vision, which is like that feminine property of like, okay, this is what I want to do overall. And then there's the masculine energy, which is more talking about, okay, now that that's the vision, how do we get there? By when can we have how much to happen, and what teammates do we have to, and then there's the structural part, right?
exactly.
And I think both are very important. It's the ebb and the flow, it's the balance that we need to kind of come to, I think, as human beings. And what I've found in my work is that people have visions, either they don't believe that they can achieve them and so don't actually go for it, or they make it so big and they don't know how to take steps towards having it happen. Does that make sense?
Mm.
And there's no consistency. So then it's like my vision changes. And so every day I want something new. But if, let's say, we said, I want this vision so bad that, and that's what coaching is for. You know, coaching is to have someone say, hey, Mr. Squirrel, come back, come back. What's your vision? You remember your vision, what you want? You got to stay focused on it. And like for
Yeah.
3 months, if you were to stay focused on one thing, you would create a miracle, essentially.
Yeah, I'm focusing right now on my vision, and each day I'm open, you know, because I'm saying like, you know, I get to get clarity on my vision. I get to get clarity where I want to go and why it's important for me, first of all. And the people who wants to go with me, they will. The people who doesn't want to go with me, it's fine. They don't need to go with
Absolutely.
me. I mean,
Sure.
and when I get clarity on the vision, and I think when we get clarity on the vision, it's like it's very important to understand this all the puzzle, how you can put it together. And I'm feeling this is where the masculine energy is coming, like how you're going to like
Mm-hmm.
create that flow, because I'm feeling like feminine energy is more like a create the vision, create this inspirational part,
Absolutely.
and masculine energy
Right.
is like how it's like started to grow when they're
How?
all both connected, and the house like the seed has started to grow and
Yes.
become a plant or become a tree or become whatever you decided to create it, right? And this is I was sometimes I when I'm creating businesses, I always call it like a business as a seed, and some seed is growing so fast, and some seed doesn't grow so fast. It takes time to nourishing and actually like thinking how you can nourish that seed. And from my experience of life, like I understood it's depend on people, how motivated they are. It's like it depends on the energy that flowing in a team when you're building something, and who is this flowing process, who is this creating that all the vibe that the energy is flow, right? It's like a
Right.
business, how the business can grow. Your business, you created so many businesses before, you know that by you being you and continue to be you, like you basically growing all the process of growing all the business and moving all the business.
Yeah.
And when you're not there, business doesn't move. Maybe, I don't know.
No, absolutely. And I think what you're speaking into is principles of leadership.
Principles.
You know, the whole point of coaching, the whole point of training, the whole point of personal growth, right, is that human beings at a fundamental nature, we have what we have and we want something more. And it's not a bad thing to want something more. There's a fundamental part of us that wants to be boundless in a sense, right? And expansive. And we can do that. We have the freedom to do that and create. And it's beautiful, you know, and I think it takes that vision that you're talking about, that intention that you're talking about, and a team to bring people together and collaborate and make it something bigger than ourselves, you know?
Mm-hmm. This is
Yeah.
why vision is important. This is where like a vision is important. When you're creating this vision and you're sharing this vision with others, and other related to that vision that you have or we have, and they say, yes, I'm part of that, I'm related to that, it's something like I'm resonated with, and this is something important for me and I want to grow it. It's not money, it's not, it's idea.
Right.
And like what is behind this idea, the why, the big why, what is how you say, the Simon Sinek says, right? And like
Yeah.
all these
Yeah.
leaders all the time saying, create your own why and stick with that. You can always change a little bit on the way up, or like
Sure.
on your journey. And sometimes you get to, like, you know, you have this luggage and you don't know where you can take it on the journey. And while the journey, you just throw maybe some things, maybe you donate them, maybe, like, I don't know, but like you still need to continue the journey, and you need to accomplish and say, yes, I give myself, let's say, like 3 years, I give myself 5 years to go on that journey. And
Right.
after you can evaluate it, or like give it 1 year, I don't know. But not so many people even think about that. Like my realization of the,
Right.
like, let's say my reality or understanding of, like, people don't have a dreams, and they don't set up this like kind of limit for themselves, like say, okay, I'm going for this journey for next 3 years, you know, and see, because you get to understand it's about time. You get to like be thinking like how much time you want to spend. You get to be very specific how much like energy you want to spend on that.
Absolutely.
And who you want to be with, like who is going to be like with you in that journey. Maybe it's just going to be one person.
And there's something too that you're highlighting for me that I would love to just like put it in real quick. Is I talk about a stress level or an intensity to life. And I think that a lot of people have visions that are maybe very expansive. And the idea is that anything is possible. I want to be very clear that, like, if you wanted to raise $100,000 overnight and you have nothing right now, it's possible. Now, what you would have to do to have that happen, I don't know. That's where you got to figure out what stress level or intensity you want. So if I asked you, hey, can you get me $5 by tomorrow at noon, and it can't be your money, you'd be like, sure. And that's like a stress level 1. I could probably go to Publix and ask, yeah, hey, can I get $5? I just gotta, and then I would fulfill it. But if I asked you to get me $500,000 by tomorrow at noon, now, I mean, depending on where you are in life, like if you're a millionaire, it might be like a level 5, but if you don't have that, it's like a level 10. And there's a stress level at which the vision can be too big for you to really get in and like with it. And if you can't, then it'll just kind of demotivate, and we can shut down and not actually take actions on things. So it's important to know how much do I want by what time frame, and what stress level does that put me at, and what can I handle? Like, what if I were to generate an experience?
Who can help me with that if I need a help? If I don't have some skills, and I don't have that level, like, let's say that level of the skills that I need, I can just ask, I think,
right,
and think who can help me, and just connect with that person. And because right now we have like Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have so many like ways to connect with other people and ask the questions and ask their support. Some people will maybe ask you money for that. Some people will be open to just share with their knowledge and just connect you with some other people that actually can create that, synergy or like energy that you can create it.
Yeah.
It's about willingness and actually be open to take the challenge and try, test it yourself, how fast you can do it.
Yeah. And that's leadership, though. I think that there are maybe 20 to 50 like distinctions like when we distinguish something in our mind, like when you know the gas pedal from the brake, you can drive a car, you know? But if you think that the gas pedal is the brake, you're going to be like, why isn't this thing moving, you know? So when we start to distinguish things in our mind, that's when we're able to have power in our environment, you
Yeah.
know? And so leadership, I think there's 20 to 50 distinctions that if all people understood, that they would operate their life and transform their life and take actions in their life congruent with their vision
Mm-hmm.
instead of the reactive behaviors that we learned as a child. Because if you, I don't know if you know this, but as an infant, we actually learn how to manipulate our parents and get what we want. So when we're infants and we learn that screaming and crying gets me what I want, and now I'm a employee at a corporate office going, "Ma!" and my boss is leaving me alone, it works. It works.
Or you're doing like,
But is
ah, and
that
it
really
works.
how is that really how we want to live life? You know, is that the way that we want to be show up to our life? You know, so there's a lot of things that we can look at internally that would in a positive way too, not like a self beat up stick, but in a way of like, okay, if I wanted to produce new results, powerful results, create from scratch, if I wanted that business, that girl, that guy, that relationship, whatever it is, if I want it, how
Yeah.
do I focus and do it, and how do I have it happen?
Yeah. I think so as well. I believe the same. I have a big dream. And like, remember that when, what that Luther King, what's his
Yeah,
name? He said like,
Martin
I
Luther
have a
King.
dream, you
Yeah,
know? And
yeah,
he was sharing it. And, this is what happened. And like, I'm feeling like when we're sharing our dreams with others, the magic is happening.
right.
Or like
It's about
miraculously.
connecting our dreams. Yeah,
Yeah.
making that team, community. Yeah,
Yeah, this is how I see it. And I'm like, okay, well, I get to create this dream and I get to create not just dream, like vision, how I
right.
want to like do it and who can help me with that. What I
Yeah,
know already. And it's I don't know so much yet, but I'm open to learn as much as I can to create that vision I have, like to build that vision that I have.
right.
You know?
And I don't know if you're familiar with Sadhguru, very wise Indian
Yeah,
teacher. I
yeah,
love his speeches, and he actually says, uh, "Willing and unwilling. That's the only difference between heaven and hell, isn't
yeah,
it?" And so, like to approach life with a willing attitude, you know,
exactly.
and to have that like activation and to be willing always in every moment, how powerful of a life. And then to step into leadership, to know that I take action. If I
Yeah,
see something in my head, it's not waiting for the universe or waiting, it's taking action. It's like figuring out the puzzle.
yeah,
How can I create? And
yeah,
vision is all encompassing. You know,
yeah.
desire, what I want, my desire is more self-fulfilling. Nothing wrong with
Self-fulfilling.
desire. I need to put my own foundation for my life together, right? But desire is more for self. Vision is all encompassing. So the whole purpose of vision and what visionaries are philanthropists.
Yeah.
Visionaries are people that have a dream that includes all the people and benefits all the people.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we're creating our heaven and hell in this world by ourselves,
Yeah,
and it's now nobody like created for us. We create for ourselves, and we get to like. I say to myself, I live in heaven, and I'm creating heaven and the earth, and or like Eden, the park, like where everything is growing and everything is abundance and joy, just like full abundance and joy of life. And I believe that everything is like whatever we have, it's enough for everyone in this world. It's always way to grow. It's always good to grow. And I'm feeling like we're moving towards the community or like-minded community of the people or vibration that actually can connect us all together because we have internet. And I believe like when we connect with each other and with the people who is thinking like us, it's easier for us to flow. It's easier for us to create. It's like it's getting more simple to and clear for us what we want to do. And we especially like interviewing people and giving, listen to them and understanding their vision, and like, you know, kind of like how I can help, like when we like staying in a position like how I can contribute and what I can do for other human being in this moment. And like how it doesn't need to be like something very big. It's not about money. It's about like how we can exchange our knowledge and wisdom with each other, or like through the action, maybe like how we just not like a brainstorming, but also like creating action towards something when we relate it to that, you know. And I think it's very.
I think.
Hello.
I think I think what you're. Hello.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. Okay, cool. What I think what you're pointing to though is like some cultures are very uniformity, if that makes sense. Or I don't know if I said that word right, but it's uniform. Like they actually have cultural norms and traditions in which they want to structure themselves. Their children know that structure. We know that structure, and like, and every culture has their own, like, kind of. But some cultures they value individuality. Like I think United States is all about being an individual, being different. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with being individual, unique, trying to be unique, but I think we're trying to be different. Different and unique are not the same, right? Like if I want to be unique, that means that I have my own expression to life. Like a rose and a carnation are two flowers, but they're unique to each other. They're not the same, but they are flowers, you know? But being different is like wanting to be a flower versus a whale. Like they're not even the same, you know. Like I want to be completely different, so I want to be a unique version of myself, but there's no sense of community as a whole, if that makes sense. Like I have certain personal relationships, but as a community as a whole, I don't think that we're connected in certain cultures.
I agree. I believe, like, for example, we're all unique. It's never been the same Rico in the world. It's never been the same Aisha in the world. It's just like we're all unique, but how we can show into the world our uniqueness by being us, by being authentic, by living authentic, by like, you know, sharing what we believe in, sharing our principles, sharing our values, sharing our lifestyle, and like being like honest and authentic. I feel like we especially when we get into the dream, and I'm noticing many people when they're moving towards something, or they have like the idea who they want to be, so they shape themselves towards that, and the end of the life they're unhappy with themselves because this is not who they actually are. And I'm feeling like I was started to ask myself this question. It's like, why I should be someone I'm not? Why, like, if I want to be like, let's say, successful, like business owner, and I get to do this and this and this and this, why? You know, I started to ask myself like why I want to be someone I'm not, and how much of energy I wanted to put in that. Is it important for me? Is it like so important for me to be someone I don't want to be actually? You know, and like go deeper in that question and just understand what I really want, what kind of impact I want to create, what inspires me, what make me feel unique while I'm here on this planet Earth, you know? Because as you said, life is temporarily. You like today you're here, tomorrow we don't know. And like you get to be very like specific and authentic every day, and actually experience each day and each moment, you know, with a presence and gratitude. That while like this is like life about. It's about like to appreciate while we're here, because otherwise it's like, I don't know, the other planets or whatever right now, I get to enjoy while I'm here, enjoying this planet, you know, enjoying what I have around me, you know, and be grateful what I have while I have it. Because I don't know, I can plan, of course, many things in my life. In the same time, like I get to enjoy what I have. And
I think what you're pointing to is having a level of presence. Presence in life, you know, and I think that presence is where we put our attention to. And I don't know if you've seen that Netflix special, The Social Dilemma.
I
but
watched
essentially all the social media AI software, the AI programming, that artificial intelligence it's programmed to try and capture our attention as much as possible.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's working. And it's
It is.
working really, really well. So we're now developing a culture of people, of children that are being raised, and all they know how to do is put their attention onto a device and a phone.
Yeah.
And so it's, I think, crucial again that we're very clear on our vision. Like, what is it that we want? What is it that we want for our lives, for our community, for our
Yeah.
families, you know? And that's why I like what you're doing here, and I appreciate you bringing me on to talk with you.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's important. We don't have, you know, we don't have this like a voice of the artist, like or like actually I believe like we're all artists. Our life is, each life is unique, and we have a unique path and a unique understanding. Maybe emotions can be, you know, like even like the way we experience emotion is different from person to person. And of course we have our like childhood trauma and like all the things, but like each of us deal with this trauma differently as well, you know. And but we're all connected, and we're all not alone in this world. We get to also understand that we are here for the purpose, and we get to create that purpose for ourselves. And like this is how this purpose help us to make a priorities in our life, and prosperity in our life, and peace in our life. And this is like, I'm feeling it's very important for me, you know. And when it's going to be important for me, first of all, wake up every morning at 5 a.m. and like start my day and live my life, my dream life, the way I want it. I live my dream life. You know, every morning I wake up and I say like, I'm grateful because I'm living my dream life now. Yeah. And right. I'm building something that's important for me. And and more I'm thinking about it, and more I'm asking questions people, I understand they even don't think about that. I was like, okay, well, probably something like, first what coming up is like, maybe something wrong with me. And like, no, I'm doing something very beautiful, you know? And,
I like to say, I like to ask, is life good or bad? It depends on what you choose to see.
Yeah.
And so that's what it is. Both exist in a way, depending on what we choose, how we choose to look at the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there are no good or bad people. There's just joyful people and miserable people.
When you're with me, choose joy, because
always.
I'm all about joy.
Absolutely, always, always.
This is what I'm saying to the people. When you're with me, choose joy, because I'm all about joy.
Yeah. But with all that, I really do appreciate you bringing me on. I do get to close up our interview soon.
I just wanted to ask you, what impact do you want to create with what you do? What inspires you? Like just short and.
I think that I want to be for other people and strangers. I want to be a miracle. I want to be a gift. I want to be in a position where if I bump into a total stranger and they have a vision and they have a dream, but they're not able to see the possibility of it, that I can inspire and I can have the resources to provide total strangers in such a way where I like am helping people every day create their vision. And if their vision is clear and it's in a way and it's framed in a way that helps all people and yourself, then there's no way that it can harm other people. Like your vision, there's a way to structure your vision that it's a win-win for absolutely everybody, and you can be living your dream life and feel fulfillment. And it just takes a little guidance if you're not familiar with how.
Yeah, exactly. And who you want to be, like how you see yourself in a community next 5 years?
That's a great question. I've been looking at 3 years.
Okay. I mean,
so 5 years. 5 years is a bigger vision. I know that I want to be an active member in the community. I know that I want to have several nonprofit organizations that support community events. You know what I mean? Where they can have gardens that offer food that we grow on the property and provide free to the community depending on your needs. You know. I have a vision to be traveling into other cultures and integrating peace in our minds and like uniformity. You know, like
Okay.
you may have a different religious belief, you may have a different cultural background, but we're all human. We all laugh, we all cry, you know, we all love, and so bringing us back to that fundamental nature of connection, you know, and that's in a big while. Like I'm not going to go into numbers and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff with you, unless we could schedule another call for
Yeah.
that one. But in a big why, I'd say that that's it. I want to give back, and I want to be someone that can provide for people as a whole.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And any advice to the people who just starting their like a career and like young generation who doesn't know where to start and what to do? Do you have like any advice for them, what they should do?
Absolutely. I think it's absolutely important to become a critical thinker. So, you know, I personally have always been the do-it-all person. I've owned and operated several businesses, small businesses so far, and I got them from scratch. I did everything, building the website, videos, marketing, pictures, service, sales, like all of it. And definitely build a team. Don't exhaust, you know, oneself. And but learn and educate, become a critical thinker, think for yourself, like know what steps you're taking next, and you know, like do market research, look from two or three or four different angles at the same thing before we jump, like make sure that we're going to have a place to land, someone's going to catch, like set ourselves up to win. You know, make sure that the vision is framed in a way that with your
Mhm.
resources you can have it happen at a nice pace of
Yeah.
life, that it's not too stressful, it's not overwhelming, you know. And yeah, that's overall
Thank you.
how.
Thank you very much
Yeah,
for your time. I enjoyed so much our conversation, and we have so much in common, by the way. Like it's
yeah,
beautiful. And you're from New York. I'm like from far away from
thank you, yeah, I
Mongolia.
appreciate it.
It's so funny. Life is amazing.
That's funny. That's
Thank
fun.
you very much, Rico. Enjoy your beautiful day.
Absolutely.
Yes, and
You too.
thank you.